What's up, Gator Nation? Former Florida Gators head coach has taken shots to the University of Florida. Stay tuned and you'll find out which former Gator head coach took shots at the University of Florida. Mullen seems to have taken shots at the facility situation while with the Gators. Dan Mullen enters his first season with UNLV, his first coaching gig since being fired as the Florida Gators head coach back in 2021. There's no question that Dan Mullen's time as the Florida Gators head coach from 2018 to 2021 came with plenty of highs and plenty of lows. Now, over 3 years since he was fired, Mullen now is the head coach at UNLV. Took the time to compare the facility. He took the time to compare the facilities situation. He has now with the Rebels versus his 4 years at Florida. The facilities here blow away anything that was at Florida when I left. Mullen told ESPN Harry Lyles Jr. I didn't want to have to come into a program that you had to build from the ground up. We have a great stadium in Allegiant Stadium. We were a game away from the college football playoff last year. So when you're starting to check the boxes, facilities, check. Stadium, check. Opportunity to win championships, check. Immediately. Great place to live, check. Really good school for my kids. I want my family to grow up here, check. Mullen isn't necessarily wrong either. UF had its standalone football facility, the Heaven Football Training Center, until August of 2022. Almost 9 months after Mullen had been fired, the facility was under construction for the back half of Mullen's tenure. Still, Mullen's comments remind everyone of what was a sudden ending of a roller coaster tenure. After back-to-back 10-win seasons, with a New Year's Six Bowl win in each of Mullen's time leading the program, began to unravel in a now infamous 2020 season and carried over to a disappointing 2021 season. Although the Gators had a Heisman Trophy finalist in quarterback Kyle Trask and the nation's best tight end in Kyle Pitts in 2020, a multi-year combination of poor defense, refusal to make necessary staff changes, and poor recruiting, and of course, a thrown cleat from Marcus Wilson in 2020 eventually led to Florida going 5-9 over Mullen's last 14 games. There were also the off-the-field gaffes that fans took exception with, which included a comment on recruiting after the Gators were blown out by Georgia during the 2021 season. We're in the season now. We'll do recruiting after the season. When it gets to recruiting time, we can talk about recruiting, Mullen said at the time. The response was immediate, and fans were quick to express their displeasure with Mullen. In 4 recruiting classes with Florida, Mullen did have 2 class ranks inside the top 10. However, those classes had failed to match the levels of other SEC schools such as Georgia, Alabama, and it didn't help Florida had multiple high-profile recruits either transfer or fail to even make it to campus. Mullen's chief of staff at UNLV, Lee Davis, disagreed with the sentiment that Mullen didn't take recruiting seriously. Davis had worked with Mullen in various roles dating back to his time at Mississippi State as Mississippi State's head coach, including as his director of recruiting at Florida. I worked at the two places since I've left him. I know nobody works harder at recruiting than he does, Davis said. What he was trying to say is he wanted to talk football that day and didn't want to talk about recruiting, but people took it as he didn't want to recruit. Now Florida and Mullen are moving on since their sudden divorce. The Gators enter year 4 of Billy Napier era as a playoff dark horse, and after an 8-5 campaign a year ago, while Mullen enters year 1 at UNLV as a group of 5 playoff contender. I don't know how it finished at Florida. I didn't want that to be the last page of my book, Mullen said. However, I had to be in the right space for me to continue the story on. This was written by our great friend Cam Parker, a great friend of the channel. And now I'm going to talk to you guys about a 5-star recruit that the Gators are trying to get from different schools. And he states, since he left his official visit at Florida, that Florida is one of the top 2 contenders for his services going into 2026. This was also written by Cam Parker. Gators among the leaders for 5-star wide receiver. Cedarian Morgan named the Florida Gators as one of the top 2 schools after his official visit. After leaving his official visit with the Florida Gators, Alexander City, Alabama, Benjamin Russell 5-star, Cedarian Morgan knows where the program sits in his recruitment. 1 or 2. I really like Florida, he said. Just like the people enjoy being here. Every time I come out, I have an even better time. But the people, man, I really felt if I come here, I'd be taken care of. In February, Morgan listed a top 6 of Florida, Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Colorado, and Georgia. While the Gators shot themselves near the top over the weekend, Morgan still considers the rest of the field evenly balanced. I still got to go to Auburn, to Alabama. I really like Colorado. That was my first time going to Georgia. My first time being here now. But everyone is fighting. Everybody is doing a pretty good job of trying to get me to go, he said. Morgan will visit Auburn and Alabama the next 2 weekends after visiting Colorado on May 9th and Georgia on May 16th. He will announce his decision on July 2nd. Florida receivers coach Billy Gonzalez has been the primary recruiter for Morgan. The veteran position coach made a big impact on Morgan with his attention to detail and comprehensive plan should he choose the Gators. He showed that I'm a really high priority because he took the time out of his day to sit and make a whole breakdown, Morgan said of the meeting with Gonzalez. In January, I'm going to learn the plays. In February, I'm going to do skill work every month. So I really took pride in that. Morgan also took time to briefly discuss NIL as well as the newly introduced revenue share. As a recruit, Florida has constantly gone over financial literacy and the other aspects of the side of the sport with recruits as part of its Gator Made program. They don't really know everything right now, but it's a big thing now. I care about it, but if I can get here and do what I'm supposed to do, the money's going to increase regardless, he said, with no commitments at the receiver position. So far, the Gators have made significant progress with many top talents during the summer official visit season, and Morgan is certainly among the top of the group. Guys, I'm also gonna, at the end of the video, I'm also gonna insert highlights from Mr. Morgan, the 5-star wide receiver. Guys, I don't like what Mullen said, but like Cam Parker said earlier in the article, the facilities that are built now for Billy Napier's tenure were just starting to get built when Dan Mullen got fired, and that's what happened. In terms of Morgan, I'll keep you guys updated to see if he chooses the Gators or which team he chooses. Hopefully he joins Gator Nation and becomes part of the wide receiver room. Leave me your thoughts down below what you think. And like always, stay on your grind, stay positive, and we'll talk to you later, Gator Nation. Peace.